Cheating wife throws out my Rae Dunn Utensil Set after I caught her cheating with my brother. Life has a way of serving you lemons just when you least expect it. Not the metaphorical ones, the real life, pucker your face kind. Here I am, a Reddit newbie, telling you a tale that's the stuff of soap operas. Cheating wife throws out my Rae Dunn Utensil Set after I caught her cheating with my brother. A year ago, I would have laughed you out of the room if you presented me with such a headline. But here we are. So, let's dive in, shall we? My day had started like any other Monday. The air was thick with humidity, but it wasn't anything an iced coffee from my favorite cafe couldn't fix. As a software developer, I had the privilege of working remotely, so I did my job from the comfort of my home, always a few steps away from my beloved kitchen and my prized Rae Dunn Utensil Set. There's just something about those beautiful, artisan-made, creamy stoneware pieces, each with its quirky hand stamp label, that filled me with joy. To say I was a fan would be an understatement. My Rae Dunn collection was an extension of my personality, a testament to my love for cooking and for things that were elegantly simple yet incredibly functional. It was also the one non-negotiable thing in the house, something even my wife, Linda, understood. My routine was disrupted when I received a call from my boss, asking me to make an emergency trip to our head office for an unexpected meeting. The office was 2 hours away, so I quickly packed my laptop and dashed out of the house. Linda was away for her book club meeting, and I figured I'd be back before she was. The meeting took longer than I expected, and by the time I got home, it was late in the evening. I walked into the house expecting a quiet emptiness, but instead, I was hit by a cacophony of hushed whispers and hurried shuffling. My heart pounding, I made my way towards the sound, hoping against hope that it was just my imagination. But it wasn't. I found Linda in our bedroom, in a compromising position with a man. My brother, John. The sight hit me like a sledgehammer to the chest. Rage, betrayal, and confusion swirled within me. I felt like the floor had been yanked from under my feet. Jesus, Linda, John, what the hell is going on? I managed to choke out. They jumped apart, their faces ashen. This isn't what it looks like. Linda stuttered, but it was exactly what it looked like. I spent the night at a motel, my mind a whirlwind of anger and confusion. The next day, I returned home, bracing myself for the confrontation. But the house was empty, Linda and John nowhere in sight. Instead, my precious Rae Dunn Utensil Set was gone. All that was left was a note from Linda saying, I thought you could use a fresh start. A fresh start. She cheated on me with my brother, and all she could say was that I needed a fresh start. I felt a twinge of loss for my beloved utensil set, but then a bitter laugh bubbled up. Maybe she was right. Maybe I did need a fresh start. As I stood there in my empty kitchen, I realized I wasn't just starting fresh with my utensils. It was a clean slate, a new beginning, and maybe, just maybe, I could rebuild something better from the ashes of my old life. So here I am, a man without his wife, his brother, and his favorite utensil set in the following days. I was a mess. Sleep eluded me, food lost its taste, and the sight of my bare kitchen counter brought a lump to my throat. I spent hours trying to make sense of what happened. Questions haunted me day and night. How long had it been going on? Why did they do it? Was there something I could have done differently? Despite the torment, I realized one thing. The pain of losing my Rae Dunn Utensil Set, strangely enough, hurt less than the betrayal. It wasn't about the utensils, per se, but rather what they symbolized: stability, love for my craft, my sanctuary amidst the chaos of life. My brother, John, tried reaching out a few times, but what could he possibly say to make things right? Sorry, I slept with your wife and then we threw away your favorite utensil set. It seemed too ridiculous, even for a comedy. A few weeks passed. One day, a parcel arrived at my door. It was a small, cream-colored box with an all-too-familiar logo. I felt a knot in my stomach as I opened it. There it was, a brand new Rae Dunn Ladle. A note was attached. I found this in my bag after I left your house. Jay. I stared at the ladle for what felt like an eternity. It was exactly like the one I had lost, but it wasn't the same. It couldn't be. It came from the man who had betrayed me in the most unimaginable way. But, as I held it, something shifted. It wasn't about John, or Linda, or even about the betrayal anymore. It was about me, about picking up the pieces and rebuilding, about finding a way to love my craft again, without the shadows of the past. I put the ladle in my kitchen, not as a symbol of the betrayal, but as a symbol of resilience. My healing began from that moment. Every time I cooked, I was reminded not of my past, but of my strength, my survival. I started collecting again, each piece a mark of my journey. As for Linda and John, they remained a part of my past. I didn't forgive them, not really. But I found a way to live without their shadows tainting my present. It took a lot of therapy, introspection, and the unconditional support of my friends to come to a place where their actions didn't control my happiness. The thing about betrayal is, it doesn't just break your heart, it shatters your trust, it tears your world apart. But it also gives you a chance, a choice. You can choose to let it define you, or you can choose to rise from it. As for me, I chose the latter. Today, my Rae Dunn collection is bigger and better than before. Every piece tells a story, not of the betrayal I suffered, but of the resilience I discovered within me. And I can proudly say, I didn't just survive, I thrived. So, there you have it, Reddit, the soap opera of my life. A cheating wife, a backstabbing brother, and a thrown-out Rae Dunn utensil set. Not exactly the tale I thought I'd be telling, but it's the one that brought me here, stronger and more resilient. Here's to fresh starts and better tomorrows. Does anyone else hear banjos playing in the distance? Wowzers. What did you think of that one? When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.